Alright guys, this is just a real quick rundown of what I'm using live now. It's taking a little bit of time to kind of get it where I like it, but I'm really happy with this, and let me show you. So first of all, the pedal board itself is a Pedal Train PT2. I got it with a hard case and a soft case. I went with the PT2 because it's the biggest you can get with the Pedal Train line and still be able to fly it. I also really like that it came with a hard case and a soft case, and I did some different stuff on it. I painted it myself. It's not completely finished yet. Just haven't gotten a decal in that'll go on the white. I put these Neutrik jacks in and also the power right here off the front just so it was a little cleaner, a little easier to hook up. From left to right, it's the power jack, and then input, and then stereo out left and right. It's all pretty straightforward. I just have them wired into 2/4 inches on the other side that kind of, take the signal. Just it makes the board look cleaner. All the inputs and outputs are coming from one side of the board. So yeah, it's the board. So let me show you kind of my chain and what I'm using right now. Cool. So here's my chain. It's pretty straightforward. This is a Goodrich 120 volume pedal. I've used it for a couple years and just really like what it does compared to the Ernie Ball volume that I've had in the past and just some other ones that some friends have had. Out of that, it's a Sonic Research tuner. I am a really big fan of it. I got it a few months ago, and the biggest thing for me was the brightness. It's a lot brighter than other tuners that I've used in the past, but it's also a strobe tuner, so it's more accurate than like the TU2, TU3, the pitch black and something like that. Another thing that I did is I put some gaff tape over where it like indicates what string you're tuning or what note you're tuning. It was so bright for me that it was hard for me to see the strobe to accurately tune, so I just gaffed it up, and I haven't had any issues. Out of the tuner, we're going up to the Analog Man Mini Bicomp. It's a Ross clone and an orange squeezer. They both sound incredible. I typically use the Ross clone more than the orange squeezer. I just really like the way it kind of makes my drives sound, especially whenever I run it with drives. Next in chain is a Rocket Pedal Chicken Soup. It's kind of a Noble's ODR1 clone. I have an ODR1, and to me it does sound a little different. I'm a fan of it more than the ODR1. It just is a really cool kind of medium gain drive as far as how I use it. Next is the Paul C. Timmy. When I ordered it, he was making version 1s. By the time that I actually got it, it was a version 2. I wasn't a real big fan of it, so I took it off my board, and a few months after I got it, I put it back on, and I just love the way it sounds. It'll give you a really fat sound, just a light overdrive kind of on your neck pickup, but if you flip it to the bridge and really dig in, it'll break up really nice, and I just really like that pedal. Next is a Super Hard-On clone by It's Pato. It's a really small footprint, and it's got a lot of gain. I use it for my solo boosts and stuff, and I really like it. I like it a lot, actually. But yeah, that's pretty much it as far as the dry side. After that, I'm running into a Boss line selector, and I'll kind of get into that in a minute. Out of that, I'm going into Strymon Brigadier, modded by my friend Jack, so it'll accept external tap. And then out of that, I'm going into the Timeline. Everything's pretty straightforward on the Timeline, nothing special as far as mods or anything like that. And then I'm going into the Blue Sky, no mods, just straight up. And from the wet signal from the Brigadier on, it's all stereo. I'm using George L cable for everything. I want to switch to lava, but it's kind of expensive to do that right now, so I'm sticking with my George L's. So anyway, going back over here, The reason I'm going into this line selector is I run like pads through my iPad through some software that I have on there, so that if I'm in a situation where I kind of need more than just me playing, I can kind of set this pad loop in whatever key we're in and control it with this volume pedal. So the cable actually comes out over here, and it's just a typical 1/8" cable. It goes into my iPad, and we run into here and then out of this into the line selector. And the reason I went with this pedal, it was I was running into issues where volume on my guitar when turned down would turn up volume from like the iPad, and just some funky stuff. So after talking to some friends, we realized that you needed 2 independent volume channels, almost like a mixing board, to be able to take 2 signals like this and put them into one. So this is the only pedal that I could find small enough and in my price range to do it, and it does a really great job. So it takes my dry signal and the iPad and then sends them both out to the wet, so I can really manipulate the sound of the pad but still control it as far as the volume sitting underneath my lead stuff. So that's pretty much that. I'm running a tap tempo here for the Strymon pedals, and it's a master by Jack JHV. And how it works is if this switch is flipped to the left, this will be master, so it'll give tempo to both pedals, and this is a slave, so it'll give tempo to secondary pedals, so like the Brigadier, if I wanted to tap in a different tempo. Flipping to the center will give both masters, and then flipping to the right will be master slave. It works amazingly, and I've been really happy with it. Another thing I'm running is this pedal right here by Disaster Area Amps called the DMC3. It's a controller for the Strymon timeline, because right now to go presets, you have to hit these 2 to go preset up, these 2 to go preset down. So what they did is they built this MIDI pedal, so it's one side up, one side down, and then it's got 3 different modes. It'll get you into the looper, and then some other looper functionality, and I'll give a kind of a quick demo of all that stuff right now. Cool, so if I power it on, give everything a second to boot up. There's nothing, I mean, everything else is pretty straightforward. I just really want to show you this. So when it's in this mode is when it's in the up and down. So like right now, if I wanted to go up with these 2, you have to just hit it. To go back down, you have to hit the 2 left. But over here on the DMC, if I hit down, it scrolls through, and also if I hit up, you can kind of see that it goes up. If you switch into the next mode, this becomes your record loop, and then if you hit this, it starts the loop over. If you hold it, it'll actually stop the loop. And then while you're looping, if you switch into the last mode, this is your reverse, so it'll reverse a loop, and then this is octave up or down depending on when how you recorded your loop, and then you can switch back over. If you can see, I'll try and get down and show you. The buttons are tiered, so the 2 on the outside are lower than the one in the center, just so it's easier to kind of step on them. And yeah, that's it. It's really sweet. It's just big enough to fit everything I need. And yeah, hope you like it. If you have any questions, you can comment. Thanks.